then his kid can get spiritualist class levels, and then his ghost can be the Phantom.
Don't tempt me with a fun idea.
It all makes sense.
So, we can just get right into it then. As far as a recap goes, pretty much the only thing you guys did was defeat the Sea Hag found in the sunken wreck of the Direction that you were sent to find by Field Marshal Cressida Croft to gain information, and you found some evidence that might suggest a cult of Urgathoa is involved. You tried to get a dead man's body to give you some more information about it, but he had cut out his tongue. So all
I forgot about that.
I think the most we got is we asked if the Andazen word we had, if that person was in the city, and I think we heard a yes from that.
Yeah. We were able to get very short.
Yeah, basically, we could understand if they were trying to say yes without the tongue. But that's about as much as we could get. But still, that means whoever we're dealing with is probably in the city.
So the question is, what is your favorite food?
I think actually we established this with my character. My guy took all you out to eat. Actually, I have it written down. It is a reef claw pasty. It's a deep fried, basically lobster ball.
Right, and we made a bunch of jokes about the name.
Pasty.
Yep. But there's an actual thing in the handout for the city. It is an actual thing, and actually, like the way to describe it, does not sound bad. It's literally a deep fried lobster ball with dipping sauce.
I'd just go with the shepherd's pie for Kier.
All right.
Can't go wrong with a shepherd's pie.
Vic has a weakness for boiled peanuts.
Boiled peanuts.
I'll say dried dates for Barrel Walker.
Notice Michael didn't type that one in. You failed.
Well, it's been a good character, guy.
That was wrong.
There's no wrong answers except for that one.
Indiana Jones, man. Bad date.
I believe Merrick's will be. There's a place near the tower that makes a great potato and beef stew.
Hippogriff egg scrambled.
Get a companion and a meal.
Tastes better when I make them watch.
Oh.
It's like eating ice cream and watching The Biggest Loser.
All right.
Jesus combo.
Ignoring that, last we left, you have
that's a joke from House.
Gained some information from your investigation under the water, but you have not yet returned any of that information to the field marshal.
Correct. I think we were gonna, after we got that information, we were gonna take the information to her, if I remember correctly, right, guys?
Does anyone remember exactly all we found? I know we found the body. We found that box. We found
that it looks like that they were followers of Urgathoa, and that it was only the captain that died on the ship. So we're running underneath the assumption that it was intentionally sunk, like a false flag kind of thing to release the plague.
Yeah.
And were there any signs on his body that he had been...
It looked like a blunt force trauma to the head that killed him.
Yeah, he hit his head on the chest.
Ah, there you go.
And his tongue was cut out.
Because the hair was on it. Yeah, so he willingly did it. Kamikaze.
One thing I wanted to ask Michael that I thought about while we were away from the game. Could we have done a retroactive medicine check to see if the tongue was like, did it get eaten out from a fish, or did it look like it was I need to really learn how to like context the way I'm saying things.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, does it look like it was eaten by a fish, or
I
like,
got that all of a sudden?
There's too much there. Just keep going, Richard.
Or does it look like they removed it and it healed over like it was a ritualistic thing?
Anyone who wants to can roll me a medicine.
Or a heal, I guess, in this one.
Yeah, a heal. Or you can pitch me ideas for a roll. But
I do not have heal, so I couldn't do that, but
I could do
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I would be able to use for this. I have knowledge religion. Maybe I could see if it was like a ritualistic removal.
I think Vic and Merrick have it covered.
Yeah, okay. I didn't see that.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, my thing was tabbed up or rolled up a little bit.
Yeah, my sizes are all weird on Roll20. Like, it's way too zoomed in.
And it's because it's a really high resolution. Well, I mean, what do you mean? It should all still just be one square per.
Like, my chat bar seems like it's bigger than it used to be. Oh, I can move it now.
Yeah, you can. He probably just slided it over on accident.
Yeah, I must have.
All right. So it looks like the tongue was a result of an unlucky post-mortem encounter with a fish rather than a ritualistic.
Okay.
Are you saying that a fish ate out its tongue?
Yeah, it looks like a fish ate out its tongue.
Yeah.
Just got Frenched by a fish really hard.
I mean, have you seen those ones with the big lips?
The sheep's head?
Sure.
Now that's a fuckable fish.
I've seen how they pucker. Anyway, moving on.
You could bounce a coin on those.
But with that information, it is up to how far we get this section.
Oh, Kenneth had already read the room. He was like, there's no point in even trying. You jackass is nowhere.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm done.
Yeah. But I say we do take it to Cressida Croft.
Yeah. I'll be sure to go back into the masked persona for the meeting.
Wait, let's be clear. You're taking
not the body. The information we learned.
Yeah, the body's staying in the murder house.
Okay.
I would look around for the fish that ate out the tongue if she's free.
Okay, we're done with that, Cope.
Yeah. We're moving on. At least we all know we can keep our sessions going after we die in hell.
No, we'll just be able to do it with AI. I'll feed all of, when one of us dies, we'll feed all of our recordings into an AI algorithm.
Oh, God.
I mean, by that time, it might be advanced enough.
Okay.
I mean, Facebook was promising to keep your dead loved ones alive because that's not creepy.
Yeah, not at all. Anyway, yes. To the field marshal. Yes, strictly off the books, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. As you approach Citadel Volshniak once again to speak with Cressida Croft, as you have so many times before, the echoes of forcefully spoken out but unintelligible words resound off the granite and iron walls, and you see dozens of red and silver armored guards. Look like the description of the Queen's guard, the Grey Maidens that you had encountered briefly before, Merrick. Before them, atop a weathered wooden platform, is Field Marshal Cressida Croft. And she motions momentarily, and the crowd's murmurs quiet down. Among the crowd, you also notice 3 grizzled veteran guards at attention, looking rather ominous. And you see newcomers wearing cowled robes and oily-looking leathered, suppled gloves and wide black hats. Some grip heavy canes and others dark satchels, and each of them wears a black goggled mask tapering to a pointed beak. Among them stand 2 others. The first is a middle-aged gentleman in a simple black overcoat with streaks of white on the side of his short hair. He watches the gathered guard with a soft, concerned expression, and his hands tightly clasping a heavy-looking doctor's case. And the second figure is one of the Queen's Great Maidens, but she's not wearing a mask or a helmet. And you see, it's pretty obvious from far away that she has large scars across the top of her face.
Real quick.
And then even closer to the wooden mustering area is where all of the guards are, and they are also there, sort of surrounded by all these other new figures. And
I do have a quick question. Does among the Grey Maidens, do I see the stable master from the stable company?
They are all wearing identical outfits except for the one Grey Maiden wearing a helmet, who is decided.
Okay, so it covers their face.
Yeah.
Stormtrooper.
Okay. So if he's there, you wouldn't be able to tell.
Okay.
And Cressida addresses the gathered guards, and she says, "You'll escort Dr. Davalis and his physicians and their loyal duties wherever those might take them. Furthermore, you are to consider orders from the Queen's Grey Maidens to be as binding as those from any superior officer in the Corvosan Guard. You are the Corvosan Guard. You will not balk. These are dire times, and your city needs these healers. Your city needs you. Your patrol leaders have your assignment. Dismissed." And then slowly you guys are able to push through as the crowd starts to go back to their patrols.
Mm-hmm. As I recall, I buggered off to cook at this point. So.
Oh, so you're not joining the party here?
I don't believe so. If they went straight from fishing up the body
I believe.
to.
Okay. Yeah, a few of the guards stick around and they gripe about their orders a little bit, and they start dispersing.
Also, I just put this in Roll 20 chat. I know it looks like this is what a Grey Maiden armor looks like for Loki's context.
Oh, okay, perfect. Thanks.
Yeah, as you can see, that helmet is very face covering.
Yeah.
Don't look at me to make the first approach. You guys are the social ones.
Yeah, Merrick is kind of still weirded out by just the chain of command going on, that he doesn't really know how to approach it at this point. So try to look at the others.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused. We walked up and this was all going on outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Our Lady, where's her name? Field Marshal?
Cressida Croft.
She was the one commanding the soldiers of the princess, or the queen, and telling them that they are all city guards?
They are basically acting as superiors to any guards that are in the vicinity. Basically, the guards were being told, I think, that the Queen's guards have more authority than them, and they need to listen to what they say, as if they were coming from a superior officer.
Right.
Okay.
And I believe it was outside, right? It wasn't inside when we saw this. They were speaking to them outside of the Citadel.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'd watch Krista and see if she's moving back inside at this point, or if she's
not at this point. The only ones lingering around are some of the Corvosan Guard, and if you really wanted to, you could catch up with the Grey Maidens, but
no. I'm going to head in after Cressida Croft.
Yeah, I'll follow as well.
I'll follow the same.
Yep.
All right.
Once we get in, I don't know if we're walking along a hallway, and I might be able to catch up to her, shoulder up to her. Seems like things are progressing.
She just gives you kind of a nudge and says, "We'll talk about it when we get to my office." And then
Shuffle.
Yeah, give a knowing look back to everyone else of, come on, don't say anything.
I remain as silent as ever.
Yep. I was gonna say we have a pretty quiet group as far as like Barrow and Luca go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think we all are, because hilariously, the other two who are more face oriented, my whole stick is I talk real quietly, and Loki's is pretty much too.
I feel like Loki's the foot in the mouth kind of speaker.
Yeah, I don't have a high charisma.
Yeah.
True.
Like you tell us like you give us that nod of like let's walk quickly and quietly, and I just picture Barrow and Luca are both basically on each side of Merrick and kind of just like
like
make sure he doesn't see.
Do we need to recall or flashback to the good cop bad cop scene, interrogation scene?
Yeah, we did pretty bad.
We act as like horse blinders so Merrick doesn't see anyone he wants to talk to as we're making our way to the office.
All right.
I know it was the dice rolls, but I do love that scene, how you guys had that entire good cop, bad cop thing and getting nowhere. And then just like, all right, Barrow, and I just round the corner and he cracks immediately.
Yeah.
This is very beneficial. Vic sees the benefit in having you guys around.
Yeah.
Yes, we head to the office.
Silence.
all right. She opens the door. It's still the same mess. It hasn't looked organized since the first time you guys showed up here, before all the calamities started happening. And she plops down in the chair, looks at you all, and says, "So, you find anything out?"
We did. We found out a lot. Maybe of use to you, but it seems like you've been given some change of direction. What we just saw out there, was that for everyone to see on purpose?
It's not any different than the orders they've already been given, but they need to hear it from me. You can't exactly just hand them a flyer hung up around the city and expect them to enforce that as law. They need to hear from their superiors, Luca will tell you.
Mm-hmm.
You're very good at it. Well, let's, you mind if we have a seat and walk you through everything that has transpired?
Be my guest.
Luca and Barrow stand in the back.
I mean, I assume there's only like 2 chairs on the other side of the desk. Someone's going to stand.
Yeah. We're always the ones that are standing in the back of it.
I've never had bodyguards. This is fantastic.
I think it's not only are we like the opposite sides of the same build, and we're the ones always standing. I feel like we're the ones that stand for 2 different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I do it because if someone comes to the door, I want to be the first to stab them in the throat by being on the inside of the door. And you wear full plate, and sitting is not easy.
Yeah. No, I am uncomfortable all the time.
For the sake of time, could I just tell her that we share what transpired in the last session and what we discovered? And Vic's gonna be forthright in all of it. He's not holding back anything.
The camera pans to the window, and we get a slow dissolve to show that the sun is at a different angle to establish that time has passed. And then we return to the end of the conversation.
I didn't need your full life story, but you know.
And that's when we finally realized that it was actually a fish that had eaten out his tongue.
Oh wait, fuck! What is the thing the vampire guy says to you if you choose not to be a Baldarian and just have a different backstory? Oh, I need to know that. That'll be a good thing to have on lock for something like this.
Huh?
Interesting story.
Yeah.
Looks like you've already come a far way.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly what you described. Pan to the camera, comes back, and she says, "Well, this is a lot to take in. Do you guys have any ideas?"
Right now, the only lead we have is our character. Try to remember the name.
There's like the name that we found. It's most likely some kind of cultist towards God. What is the name of that god again?
Urgathoa.
Can somebody spell that or put it into chat?
It's in the loop.
Urgathoa is the name of the god.
Serving.
It is.
Thank you.
It's a funny sounding name that is spelled exactly. Yeah, Richard put it there. It's spelled exactly like you think.
What is she? What's she the god of?
Gluttony, undeath, and indulgence, and with a minor in plagues.
Not necessarily in that order.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Big fan. Her name of her holy book is called Feeding Your Appetites, and it also doubles as a cookbook for people. So that should tell you everything.
We found one of those.
Yep.
Cult of Urgathoa drives a plague ship into the harbor of the city, and then what? We sunk the ship, even if it is a plague ship. No one should have gotten off board.
I believe it was a distraction while they were sneaking the plague in somewhere else, perhaps. Perhaps they wanted everyone's eyes to be on the harbor and to be the blame rather than their other motives. I don't claim to understand how these cultists work, but with the evidence we've gathered, that's really the only conclusion I could come to.
Urgathoans are duplicitous nihilists by their very nature.
You sound like you have a grudge.
They are not my favorite.
Well, if they have anything to do with this plague, they're not my favorite either.
Do we have a location of where the plague spread first? Like, is there a certain part of the city that had the plague spring up first that we know of?
It spread from Old Corvosa and then spread down through the city from there.
So that's evidence enough that it probably didn't come from the boat. Old Corvosa was the opposite side, wasn't it?
True, but the ship had to pass by Old Corvosa before it sank.
I mean, maybe people were on the boat and they jumped ship invisibly or something, or under the cover of sight from others.
I believe as we're going through the ship, we saw there's no indication that there was.
It didn't look like there was any cargo or anything. So.
No one else, just the one guy.
We're definitely going to need to investigate further.
And didn't we get a name from someone?
We found a name in the book. Wherever Urgathoa appeared in the text, it was scratched out with the name Andazen.
That's it. Yeah.
So I'd probably bring up the name to her if you know of anyone by the name of Andazen.
Did you mention the book?
Yeah, I think we did say we didn't leave anything out, and part of how finding this up was the book that we found. Yeah,
if you mentioned the book, then she would ask for it, and then ultimately probably confiscate it for the investigation.
I mean, I can't imagine any of our characters really want that book. Yes, subjects, religion, undeath, disease, cooking.
She opens it and sees a diagram of a flayed elf and peels back and goes, I'll have to take a look through it, unfortunately.
One part we noticed, like they just said, was everywhere Urgathoa was written had been scratched out and replaced with invasion. Does that ring a bell to you at all?
lot of names. I'm going to do research thoroughly here in the next couple of days, and I'll get back to you guys. I'll have to look into events that happened around the same time as the ship sinking. I'll look into the name.
Perhaps also look into anyone who might be doing any like public service or something that have been relatively recent in Old Corvosa, maybe. Maybe it was distributed through food that was being handed out, or medical care, or maybe or anything that's just suddenly there, like new businesses.
New guards. Doctors.
Well, if we're looking for just individual people, it would be harder. But if there was like a substantial presence there, maybe it's something new that might direct us that direction. Like we could ask around and look around as well, but it's good to have the ear out for the guard as well.
Well, I'll continue to look for leads, and I suggest you do the same. But in the meantime, there are plenty of people out there that need both of our help.
Yeah, probably getting ready to see ourselves out at that point then.
Yep.
Be on your guard, Field Marshal. Follows Urgathoa tread. The shambling dead are not far behind.
She says, you too, Gray, and she squints her eyes at that name.
Before we leave, Luca would tell Croft that if you're hurting for men you can trust in the guard at the moment, he would just drop the names of the Sergeant Grawl and Captain Zem. I know of them, and I can speak for their integrity. So if you're looking for people you can trust, while they might not be the highest in the totem poles, they could be helpful.
I believe this is actually a point you've already made there.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
He just really wants to get his friends hired.
No, the reason I brought it up now is because when we came back to town, we saw Grawl, and I couldn't remember if I mentioned it beforehand, so that's my fault. That's me just being brain dead in real life.
It's all good.
So if I had mentioned it before, he wouldn't mention it now.
But yeah, it was
not like people in real life don't go, hey, about my friends I want you to hire.
Is all.
We see ourselves out then.
Okay. At that point, it is probably the evening, so let's go back to Kenneth. I'm guessing this is an entire day spent doing what? Because I remember you deduced the recipe last time.
Yeah. Well, probably. Let me pull up. I know there's a alchemical thing that staves off disease. But yeah, spend the day crafting that, and then night working on the recipe, and then sleep.
All right. And you're using Keep Watch?
I don't have it yet. Remember, I was going to work on it in spare time.
You will continue to make progress on. So you are actually cooking, like trying to manufacture, or are you still the recipe?
Yeah, you said I had the recipe figured out last time.
So. Okay, yeah. But there's also options in there for trying to improve a recipe if you want to, which is the only reason I asked.
Well, not trying to blow the doors off the first delivery.
Working on it for half a day is not going to be a roll yet. So we will. If that is all you were doing that day, then with everyone else, how are you spending your last couple hours of the day? Or in Barrow's case, we kind of know what he's doing. He's not going to sleep.
Anti-plague.
If we're all separating, Luca would go to his teacher and basically just tell them that he thinks he's ready as soon as they're able to undertake the trials to become a Hell Knight. Not sure how long that would take, but probably the rest of the night to like talk about it and decide what's going on with that.
Oh yeah. he goes through the night with you talking about the decision to actually graduate from a what is a position you are now?
Armature, I believe.
Armature, yes, to a full-blown Hell Knight. How it is like a spiritual event. You will not continue to be the same afterwards. Do you press him on anything specific?
Well, I imagine a lot of like the trials that he's had to undergo like has been preparing him for that. He would be like questioning like do I need to prepare a witness for this, as it is such a substantial event other than just the Hell Knights. He would tell him that while he is not like an avid churchgoer, he would like one of the ones of his faith to bear witness to the event. Well, because even though he's becoming a Hell Knight, it doesn't exactly change which god he worships.
Yeah, and which god is that?
He actually worships the I can't remember the name of it, but it's the one that Vic. It's the one that Vic is a
Abadar.
Yeah, he actually does worship Abadar. He just hasn't gone to church in a while.
Okay.
So basically, it's implying that he's going to go to Vic eventually and just ask him to bear witness, and it's a good way to kind of get the other characters to be involved with it.
He would say that while this arrangement can be made, the rituals of the Order of the Torrent are confidential, and they must be sworn to secrecy preceding the event.
Yeah. I believe that he would be one to honor such a thing. If not, I can have just the group of you bear witness. But then he would just go on to like he would ask the questions of what he needs to do to prepare. Is there any last minute rituals that he needs to take care of other than what he's already been trained? Probably question a little bit of if he's allowed to know what he might be fighting, so he can research ahead of time, or if that's against the ritual itself.
He says, as the time nears closer for you to face the challenge, I will reveal more about the creature for which you will be facing off with. But for now, continue as you've done, carrying our name and helping the people of this city.
He just kind of gives a bow. I will do so, and I thank you again for the opportunity. I believe that the skills you have shown me will greatly aid the city as well as people in this nation at large. Probably spend what little is left over training again before heading to bed, and that's probably all he would do tonight.
All right.
I think Mark would just go to his hippogriff and continue training just try and bond with them. And if I can, use that time towards counting towards retraining a feat from stabbing shot to boon companion once it becomes viable, or once I hit that, give my companion.
All right. How much time does it take to retrain a feat?
Let me double check. I think it's like a week or so.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's 6 days.
5 days if with a character that has the feat you want. So if like you're training with someone who has it, it takes 5 days. They said.
Okay, so do you just want to break it down into hours?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Break it down from 144, so it's 140 hours left.
Yeah, that works for me.
All right, and then mark that somewhere on your sheet.
Yeah, I can do that. And how many hours do you say for this one? 4?
144 hours is 6 days.
Yeah, but I mean, like, how much time do I get today?
I just said 4 hours if you wanted to go to, like,
Okay. No, that works. I just wasn't sure how much time was left in the day. So, okay. Perfect. Thank you.
All right. So, Barrel Walker, tell me a little about what you're doing that night.
Well, I think tonight I am putting the finishing touches on digging out the operational area for my new lair underneath the gate foot.
Do you get that this level?
Yes, I do.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the map I keep saying I keep forgetting / procrastinating on making. But my plan was, when I have it mapped out, is that there is going to be like a little nook where I was going to set up a few idols to represent the different gods that I know that our party follow. I mean, I'm putting the Pharasman idol front and center because it's my house. Fuck you. So as soon as I'm done working, I think he's gonna take a knee in front of that idol, and he is going to begin praying to the Lady of Graves for guidance, as there is a sign that since this is Urgathoa, the arch nemesis of Pharasma, he is asking for guidance and to be her weapon used against undeath.
All right. So you dig out your secret foot lair, and pray to your idol of Pharasma. And seems like you're on kind of a similar schedule as everyone else at this point. Do you go to bed?
Yeah.
Then that night, you have another vision. Much in the same way it did before, the world transforms around you, and you smell the scent of the familiar Cinterland's rugged terrain as it mingles with charry smoke. You stand on what you know to be the grounds of the Sklar Qua, the once vibrant place now marred by destruction. Teepees that had once housed the Sun Clan lay in smoldering ruins, and more permanent structures have crumbled under the weight of malevolent forces. The devastation is undeniable. In the aftermath, this is the aftermath of a merciless assault. Amid your gaze, you see a survivor, a young girl, fearful but resolute. She clutches a knife in her trembling hands, her eyes weary from the hardships she's already endured. Nearby, the lifeless forms of two older adults and an elder child lay, a stark evidence of the atrocity that has transpired. These lives have been offered in a twisted game, a sadistic wager imposed by those who serve the dark forces. The girl's gaze turns towards you, and her eyes lock with yours through the chaos of the scene, and her voice carols with it in eerie clarity, and it is the same voice that you heard before in your last vision. And she says, "Now you are bound to this time's echoes." She begins, and her voice is infused with a sense of wisdom beyond her years. It's not a child's voice coming out of her, it's more of an adult's. She says, "The darkness has taken hold once more, and the fangs that wrought this destruction must be found." And she speaks, the presence wavers, and her form becomes faint, and you start hearing that again from your last vision, the fangs, and suddenly you awake with a jolt the very next day. Whenever you would normally awaken, of course.
Yeah. Interesting. Is the death of the Sun Clan thing something I would know about, or is that like a prophetic future thing that would be news to me?
You don't know much about the Sun Clan in general. Generally, the clans themselves. So if this is a prophetic thing, you probably want to know.
Gotcha. Yeah, Barrow definitely spends a lot of time pondering that. It's not something he could bring to any of his companions because I think it would make even less sense to them.
But continuing on, let's jump to Vic the next day. Let's say. So you're getting up at the Bank of Abadar, Vic. How does this morning start after all your adventuring from the previous 2 days?
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yep.
All right. He's gonna get up and spend a little time reading his religious text, and then what he has not done in a while, and so he's mentally preparing himself for this, is he has not gone to see managing director Lucia Hispanina.
Yep.
So he is going to mosey that direction to see if she happens to be in her office after he's done his morning prayers and knows what time people typically have eaten and are rolling into their positions.
Door is closed and locked, and it's around this time that you're going to notice the absolute mass of people trying to enter the Bank of Abadar. They all out on the front steps that lead up into the massive doors and walls that surround the bank are red pox people asking for healing. And although at the beginning of the day, around right now, the bank is able to offer healing to some select people who can pay premium prices for it, the clergy of the bank do eventually run out of spells and have to just start turning anyone away with blood veil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, indeed.
So I had the front of the house looking at the anti-plague. It's a bull market on not dying.
It's at a premium right now. People are really willing to pay to stay alive.
Most people, you have to really talk them into it.
Yeah, it's unique situation. He's going to rush up to the top of the gates, see if he recognizes anybody in command of higher level in the hierarchy. Really, he's looking for her. Like, where the fuck is she gone?
Yeah, you don't see her anywhere in the crowd. It's mostly, at this point, it's mostly clerics leading in the richer folk in the morning through the crowds of people who are also...
Yeah. Realizing he didn't, he's going to walk back down to her door like an idiot and knock.
There's no answer, so you don't look like too much of an idiot, except for the guy who was taking his lunch break who saw you walk up and down.
Yep. It's just for good luck, asshole. He's going to go find Leopo. Or go look for Lebeo.
Yep. Same place you left him last time.
This is going to be one of those undercover boss jobs, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Leopo
got his rat companion that you met earlier scurrying around on the desk.
Forgot about that fucker. Leopo, You haven't gone out, have you?
No, why?
I just want to make sure you stay here and stay safe. It's not good to go out right now.
Oh, you're worried about me.
I am. I absolutely am. Have you seen Managing Director Lucia?
No, but all the higher ups are in a hubbub. I've been keeping my ear to the wall, and sounds like there's some major politics going on in the bank right now.
Very good. Let me know what you hear. Maybe we could expand your duties. There are politics all over the city that I'm hearing about.
Wait, is this just a way to get me to do more of your paperwork?
Good question. Just the opposite. Focus less on the paperwork, more on what you hear going on in here. Let's meet outside the bank once I give you the word, and we can discuss findings. You seem like an intelligent fellow. You haven't completely ruined these ledgers at this point. Maybe you have something to add, some ideas.
Look at that
Sound
slip
good?
in the negging there, Co.
Sound good? I can't build you up too much. I have to absolutely break you down with every other word. It's like an Oreo sandwich. I'll give you a positive, then a negative, then a positive, then a negative.
Okay, but I'm doing the same amount of paperwork I'm doing now.
Go slower. You're going faster than all the others. Eventually you'll learn to just tread water instead of trying to swim ahead.
That doesn't seem very helpful.
There are times for excellence and there are times for managing the status quo. This is the time for managing the status quo. What you can be helpful with right now, what I can be helpful with right now, I think what we can do for this city is gather information.
All right, Vic, I'll let you know what I find out.
Fantastic. What's your rat's name again?
Oh, Mr. George?
You sure that's the same one? That one looks different.
I'm pretty sure it's the same one.
I think somebody probably killed your old one. Replaced it.
Nope.
Keep your eyes up.
Still pretty sure it's the same one.
Very good. Thank you, Leopo.
All right, Vic. Have fun doing whatever you do when you leave here for 12 hours and don't come back.
Yeah, remember, Leopo, don't go out. I'm going out. See you later.
Sometimes I wonder if Leopo would have liked it better to be my apprentice gravedigger.
First question. Do you leave in your cleric garb?
No, he puts on his always, when he enters or exits, he takes on his second identity.
Okay, then you do not get immediately mobbed by the sick upon trying to leave.
Yep. It's Repo Man Etiquette 101. You never go back the same way. You never go to work the same way. You take a different path every time, and you're always disguised.
However, trying to get through the crowd of sick people, you're going to need to give me a strength check.
Oh, I figured there'd be a back door or something, but I can try that. Expeditious retreat doesn't let you move through people any faster, does it?
No, it just makes you walk faster.
Go faster, yeah. Okay. Oof. Ow. Do we have a back door where I can just like jump off the second level?
If you just want to like jump off the side of the wall, you can give me a tuck and roll.
Yeah, I figured we'd have an exit in the back up high where people couldn't scale. Give me a tuck and roll. Here we go, baby.
Natural one.
What would that be in the system?
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
Oh,
yeah. There's no
look
athletics.
Out below.
Just take it.
Hold up. You have a -2? Oh, that must be the check, not your dex penalty. Okay. I'm like, whoa, you have a 6 dex? What'd you do?
Nope, he wears some armor.
Yep, that's it.
Scale mail. And I don't have a single point in acrobatics, and it's not a class skill. 14 damage. Motherfucker. Medic!
You bite it hard, Jesus.
I like
Medic.
I love the idea of this. Like it's like something out of Naked Gun, where he's like, Diopo, don't go outside. Now I'm going outside. And he walks through a door. We see the door clam. Then we hear just go bang.
No, I like to think that the door is still open, slowly closing, and he's watching as Vic just looks at the crowd, says "not," and just rolls over the wall.
just shattering of metal.
Oh, that's my knee. Oh, that's my knee.
All right. Vic
Leopo, throw healing potions over the side.
With Vic crashing into the ground but escaping his home, let's skip to Luca and Merrick, who are in the same home as of now.
So, any idea where we go from here?
We don't have any leads at the moment or anything we have to vitally do. Like if we don't have anyone like approach us for anything, Luca's idea was to go and try to get information in Old Corvosa, but I'm not sure how sealed off that area is. That or a good way to gather information is, go to the bar.
I'll happily tag along with you.
Yep.
Like even in the morning.
You going to the Posh Turtle or
the Posh and Turtle, yeah.
Okay, the Posh and Turtle.
Closest one, we can at least see if we pick up any rumors about, other than the disease, if there's anyone new in Old Corvosa, maybe, or anyone like that.
I'm
gonna go ahead and prepare remove sickness a few times. So if we start getting to like some big crowds, I'm gonna start casting it on the two of us. It lasts 10 minutes per level, and it gives us a extra bonus to saves against disease and the like.
Good news is it's hard to touch me. I'm spiky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you guys go to this bar at like 10 in the morning while there's a pandemic going on, there's not really anyone in there but the bartender, except sitting right at the bar, just looking, waiting at the door, is the drunk you met. So many. And he says he remembers your name, and he says, Luca. And he comes up to you, and he says, I heard you found your daughter.
Yes, please stay away. We're in the middle of an epidemic, and I really don't want to have to fight you again.
Oh, look, I'm sorry about that. And at this point, you notice he no longer smells of alcohol. He's not drunk at this point. He's completely sober. And he says, look, thanks for helping me out, but I hate to ask you to help me again, but I have a thing, and I think maybe you're someone who can understand.
I'm going to sense motive this guy and see if he is up to no good.
We'll do the same.
8.
13.
We're the best 2 people.
And I got a +8. I just rolled a 5.
I know.
He wears his indentions on his sleeve.
Okay, I'll bite. What do you need?
With that, he'll open up and I'll say, my niece is sick. I think she has blood veil. She's broken out all over in red pox, and she can barely keep down food, or even that swill, the good-for-nothing herbalist her mom gave her. The herbalist her mom hired. Her mother's talking about going to the Bank of Abadar, but we can't afford to pay the prices their clerics are demanding. Look, I remember how you helped me all that time ago, and it seems like you might know who to go to for something like this. I mean, you can't just sit by while a child suffers, can you?
I don't have anything I can do myself. I kind of look over to Merrick. Do you have anything that can at least stall any illness that she has?
I mean, I do have the ability to remove more mundane diseases. I could certainly give it a shot.
Anything. You could try.
Okay. And as I was kind of preparing my spell list, I realized I'm going to go ahead and just take Delay Disease and cast it on myself, making me immune to it.
Good on you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, show us the way, and we'll see what we can do. If we're at the very least try. I don't have enough connections to really get you anything else, but
actually, I'll use my other second level spell and put it on you too, since it looks like we're getting into the thick of things.
Gotcha. But yes, we'll follow him, and Merrick, at the very least, you might have better knowledge of this kind of stuff than I do. You at least can see if there's anything that the doctors haven't told us that, or people might have missed while we're looking at this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, maybe there's something to be found in it if we just take a sec to look at it.
Yeah, Michael will follow the guy.
Okay. Then we will pause right there. Barrow. Or actually, let's go to Kier real quick. Starting this morning, are you just continuing on with the cook, or?
Yeah. Have Timian and any other assistants running the store, cooking up anti-plague while I work on the order.
Yep. Your shop's probably got 2 levels. You're easily able to operate the cook while the shop is running out the front. And the authorities are none the wiser. Go ahead and for today, give me a craft alchemy roll.
18 plus 2 from the workshop would be 20.
18 for the workshop will be 20. So the cook goes well today. So just to give you a time frame here.
Yeah, that was going to be the next question. Is how long do I have versus how much did I make and need?
So if you spend another whole day on the cook, so finishing up today +1, so being done on toil day, the 18th there, or sorry, the 17th. So this whole day +1, you will have your first batch complete.
So next 2 days?
Yes.
Or you haven't moved the item on the clock, I guess. I'm 16th down there.
Oh, is it sitting on the 16th? Oh, yeah, I said 17th, I meant. So the rest of the day and the next day.
Okay, and that's the whole batch?
Or how many did I tell you to make?
1 box, I think it was. Which was
like
5.
6. Or, yeah, 5, actually. So, yeah, that'll finish the first dosage there.
Okay. And they wanted it in like what, a week?
Yeah, so a week from then I think would have been Fire Day. At least that's when I put the calendar up, which I think is not too long after that. I can go back, but I think it's Fire Day or Oath Day was when the guy was going to come and check up on you.
Might have oil, but yeah. Thus far, not too bad. No unexpected visitors or just complete downtime day?
No unexpected visitors today for you, Kier.
Okay.
And Barrow.
Yes.
What's going on with you?
I think I'm gonna go try to track down Luca and Marek. Knowing
would you have,
go ahead.
Luca and Marek, would you have told anyone where you were going?
No, we probably would have just gone that in the morning. So I don't.
Yeah, we didn't really bump into anybody along the way. We might have left a note at your place if anybody would know to go there. Yeah, Marek would have, if unless he would have said anything otherwise, he would have left a note.
I don't know. It just really depends. Like in character, would we leave a note for people like we? I guess we could have said like if you're looking for us, we went to the bar maybe, but
yeah,
Marek would put place I checked anyway.
Yeah. Marek would assume that since we're scattered throughout the city.
I just flip over the sign at my door. It goes from closed to gone drinking.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah, and the bartender who is there to hear the conversation will be able to point you towards the general community, which is Trail's End. So Vic and Barrow would probably meet up at Luca's house around the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So switching back to Marek and Luca, while they're trying to catch up, you guys will end up in Trail's End. This is a mostly Varisian community in northeast Corvosa with a few Shoanti and socially disaffected Chilaxians.
Mm-hmm.
It's poor and it's got a dangerous reputation. But he leads you up to this two-story building, and he leads you in through the front door, where you see two other children playing in the living room. You see a man, what looks like a Voudrin man, the same ethnicity as Gloria Arcona. And he's dressed in a Bank of Abadar's robe, and he seems to be cooking up some tea, and sitting on a sofa is what appears to be the mother of the children. Coming in and seeing the herbalist cooking away at his tea, the drunk who you knew, who introduced himself as Grau. Now I'll tell you, Grau. Grau.
Gotcha.
Soldado. And he says, kind of snaps and he goes, taste, and then he sort of says, gives a second. We need to talk in the next room, and sort of bring her over into the next room, hoping that you guys won't be able to hear their little argument going on.
Mm-hmm. Are the children in the room with the guy brewing up the stuff?
Yeah.
Kind of
the
motion
same
there
sort of
to look.
Standard setup of Corvosa, where it's usually a bottom floor living space and then a top floor master bedroom area, usually the only bedroom in the house.
Marek will just kind of look like he's looking around the room when he's actually trying to listen in on the conversation.
Oh yeah, it's definitely possible for you to listen in on the conversation. Give me a perception.
I got 25.
25. You hear that it is Grau snapping at Case, who is his sister-in-law, about having hired an expensive Abadaran healer instead of letting him take care of it. and they don't have the money to spend on that. And then Tace obviously snips back that it's a dire situation. If there's any time to spend the money, they need to do it now.
And did you say that there's like something brewing in the room? Like
Yeah, there's a cleric of Abadar just sort of silently brewing some herbs in the kitchen area.
Yeah. If we're far enough away where he wouldn't hear us, he would probably whisper to Merrick if he can identify what he's brewing, or if you can identify if this is actually like. Could I make a religion to see if like I can tell if this guy's actually part of the Church of Abadar, or he's just like a voodoo witch doctor guy?
Give me a knowledge religion would work.
Nope.
Yeah, you don't
seems
really
legit to me.
About religion, or you are, because your deity is Abadar specifically. I'll let you roll a perception check instead.
Still not that great.
Yeah, he seems he's wearing all the right robes, and he's got the key, holy symbol, keys, golden keys going down his satchel. Mm-hmm. So he's got all the iconography.
Yeah. Could Merrick make like I don't know what he has, either a healer in nature or something to determine what he's brewing?
I think Merrick will kind of go over there and just kind of almost approach him like a fellow physician. As he's kind of starts off like, looks like your work, and just kind of see if he could identify some of the herbs and just kind of talk shop as if he's like, oh, what remedy are you working on? Okay, this is what I've used, and just kind of try to engage him in conversation like that.
Yeah. Do you want to roll me a knowledge nature doing this to see if you can discern if he's giving distant explanations for what each herb is?
Can I use heal instead?
Yeah, that can work.
23.
23. Yep, all of his brewing seems to be up to snuff. He doesn't seem to be doing a clawhador.
Mm. So, based off what he's working on, is that something that is more of like a does it have like proven assistance to help cure this, or is it just like a generic like a herbal tea to help you and help the symptoms but not actually treat the disease?
Yeah, you get a sense that this is more of a to help the symptoms and not treat the disease, though, unless you strike him up in conversation.
Yeah, I think Mark will be, kind of asking about the brew, and just again in that regard, just has this been tested on this illness before? Is it? He would actually be asking.
Yeah, he says, well, it can't combat the illness specifically, but it's the most I can do under Abadar's eyes without charging them anything.
Okay. And at that moment, like, wait, he's not charging, but wasn't the conversation under the impression that they did charge?
The brother-in-law likes to make assumptions.
Okay. Well, I'll see if I could do anything while I'm here too. Best.
I would like when he's like talking like that, and I'm just like kind of listening over at this conversation. I would just chime in like, do you have the ability to cure her if you did charge? Or are you just like more of a middleman to treat the symptoms?
I could heal her, yes, if I was permitted to by my doctrine, but current policy of the Bank of Abadar is never administer assistance without being properly compensated.
How much is the church charging for these treatments?
It is 150 gold pieces to have removed disease cast.
Real quick, out of character, it's just tickling me a bit that you could get proper health care. It's going to cost you, or you could go to a veterinarian to get treatment for much less.
Yep.
So, seeing that he's on the level and all that, Mark will approach the parents and say, I think I'm ready to see if I could offer any aid to your little one.
With that, Taste would seem relieved but sort of skeptical, and she'd say, yes, be careful you don't contract anything yourself. Let me lead you up there, and then would lead you guys up the stairs. Around this time, Vic and Barrow are walking into town, but they're probably going to have to ask around a little bit to find out which house to go to, because I imagine the bartender didn't exactly know what you guys were going to.
Yeah, we're definitely like grabbing people in an alley, holding up against the wall. Where is the Hell Knight? All that stuff.
Make sure to start with the kids.
The dude with the spiky armor, where'd he go?
I mean, there are definitely some irreputable like gangsters and what is the evil
ne'er-do-wells.
Yeah. Could you imagine if we were interrogating people? Where's the man in the spiky black armor? And then we burst into a room and it's a completely unrelated anti-paladin. Well, we're here.
Wait, are y'all playing cards?
Point you to the BBEG the entire time. Sorry.
This part of town has a large population of Skazarni, which are Varisian.
The Zarni gang violent people.
Yeah.
Just to point it out, I don't think I've said it since like the first session, but Vic's undercover disguise that he uses with his cantrip is a little bit panhandler old lady look. So that person is helping Barrow grab people and slam them into walls.
Okay, I was joking. We're not actually doing that.
Because that's real far from what you've done. Wait.
So being led up into the room, you see what you've had described to you, a young girl laying in the only proper bed in the house, while the others are apparently living downstairs for purposes of quarantining, of course. She looks at you, and Taste leads you forward and says, well, let's see what you can do.
All right. As I approach, how old is this girl?
Same age as Luca's kid, probably around 10, 11.
Okay. So he'll probably start just being friendly and, kind of say, I normally, and just kind of talk about his hippogriff, and just kind of use that as a distraction for her as he's, taking a moment to actually try to see the symptoms, actually learn what he can about the disease just by inspecting the patient.
Aren't you supposed to just stare at the chart and talk to the chart while you say what it says out loud and then ignore the patient?
Again, I'm a veterinarian.
This is fantasy. We don't have the money to afford fancy charts, okay?
No, that's the Church of Abadar. That's where you're used to. Marek's a vet. Yeah. He's there interacting with his clients.
Church of USA versus a veterinarian.
So, in all seriousness, I get why hospital doctors do that. They see so many people dying every day that they can't get any sort of emotion.
They have to have some kind of emotional distance.
Yeah, like alcohol and cigarette abuse is super common in emergency room doctors. It's rough. The human empathy is a detriment.
Like, I don't even like people but that would still put a harsh buzz on myself.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, sorry. I think Michael was going to say something.
Roll me a percentile, Loki.
Right. 14.
All right. Looking at her, she displays all the same symptoms you've heard of. The mask of rashes and blisters that covers her face. She's able to describe, headache, fatigue, the rest of the symptoms that have become known to the city at this point. There's not much. You guys have dug up a lot on this disease, but there's not really much else you can get just by looking at the one.
I am going to start off by casting Remove Sickness. That will. Let me see. Yeah. Looks like this is going to be more of bolstering my attempt to cure it here in a sec.
Basically, begin a bonus saving throw against disease, nausea, and sickened effects.
Yeah. And then I'm going to cast my domain spell, Remove Disease.
Okay, remove disease.
You must make a caster level check against the DC of the disease, and I imagine remove sickness aids in that.
Okay. All right. Give me the check.
All right. Let's see. D2.
You successfully heal the disease. Now roll me a fortitude save.
All right.
He does have that spell on him that prevents him from getting sick.
I do have.
It prevents you completely from getting sick?
Let me go ahead and link it.
At least that's what he said. I don't know for sure because he just told me about it.
The first sentence says target becomes temporarily immune to the disease.
Which can you link the spell?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's delay. They haven't had it yet.
Delay disease, yeah.
Yeah, but if they haven't got
becomes
it yet,
temporarily immune to disease. Any disease in which this exposed to the spell duration does not start until the spell's duration has expired.
Okay, you don't have to make a check.
Okay.
Yeah, you successfully are able to heal the child.
I will say, I was going to ask a question. So he has that on me as well. Could I possibly, like, you say she's like broken out on her skin and pustules. Could we take a sampling of this into like a vial to take to Kier later to him for him to examine?
I probably would, as part of that whole diagnosis thing. I do have a healing kit.
Yeah, so we can say we can take a sample of it so we can study it.
Okay.
Since it's safe for us to do so right now. So.
Yeah, immediately upon healing the disease, she goes up and Tace goes up and she touches her child's face and she looks at you and she goes, "You didn't just like cast prestidigitation or something, did you?"
No, I would never. Not when.
Also, I imagine the child already looks and acts better than she was anyway. So.
Yeah. No, I would not do something like that. That is beyond evil.
Well, you'd be surprised.
No, her health is all that matters, and I did what I could, and looks like it was enough.
With that, she would get up and she'd give you a hug.
You return it.
You have saved the life of her child.
Yeah. Meanwhile, as this is happening, Luca just looks at Grau and is like, "Outside, we need to talk."
And Merrick will say, the only payment I ask for is you don't spread word of this. I don't think I could handle a throng of people just coming at me asking for this because I wouldn't be able to keep up.
She says that she understands and that she'll respect your wishes. And Grau will follow you outside.
Yeah. Largely, it's the same what Merrick says. Like, don't spread this around. We only have limited access to these abilities, and I'm not even sure how many times you can do that per day. Yada yada. But he also says like, the only reason I agreed to do this is because I saw you in your worst, and I want you to be a better person and grow from however you were when I first met you at the bar. I believe that you are a better man than I first saw you, and from what I see now, I see that you can be better and you are better, and I hope you continue in that path. And I don't want this to have subjected you to going backwards in time.
Yeah, and he'll say, "Thank you, Luca. If you ever need anything, you know where to find me."
And it's not a ton, but he would give him like 5 gold and be like, "Buy some provisions and keep yourselves out of the public as much as possible until this passes over."
Yeah, he'll give you a nod, and probably around this time, the others are showing up to the house.
Mm-hmm.
As there's like tears in all the eyes. Showing up like, "Oh no, what family member did you guys murder?"
Yeah, I was literally about to walk up and quietly say, "Look up how many this time."
Merrick is just beaming a smile, just a prideful smile.
Yeah, you guys look over at us, and I just like, They know my one weakness. I have a fondness for children.
Could I do a knowledge check to know if these people have an outstanding loan?
Knowledge look.
I mean, one of his colleagues is in there, isn't he?
Yeah, that's a good point. Vic, one of your co-workers is in there. He was going to brew up some cheap preventative medicine for them, but we were able to handle the situation. Something about brewing up something to help stave off the disease.
Vic will step in. That is completely against our tenets. You have to pay for. You have to pay for what.
As you try to step past,
the way he uses his disguise is basically walking around town. He's in disguise. Whenever he's going into a normal situation, he's gonna drop his disguise.
Before you pass, Mark will kind of reach and just tug at your sleeve and say it's not going to be needed. She's already fine. So services haven't been rendered, so no harm, no foul.
I would say at least wait until he gets out of the door so we don't disturb the family. They just got over a disease. I mean, if you want to accost him,
he did not collect payment.
He didn't provide services
rendered.
There were no services rendered.
Didn't provide services. Okay. Can I? Would you all wait with me to see who he is?
Sure. Yeah.
Shortly after, he will pack his things up and he'll exit the house and he'll see all of you and he'll recognize some of you and go, "Oh, I didn't expect you all to still be here."
Do I recognize him from the church?
There are a lot of people that work at the church, but this guy is pretty notable. He's not Chelish or any of the native, ethnicities. He's from a pretty far away land. So, yeah, you know him. This is a guy named Ishani Datri who works.
Oh, hold on. Can I get in my player notes here? Actual nice person who works for Church of Abadar?
Secretly evil.
I was almost right with the name. I'm surprised.
Listen, I guarantee the Church of Pharasma is good in this story because we've not met a single character that worked for that organization.
That's not true. We've met you.
Shani Diatri.
Yeah, but I'm like the fantasy equivalent of an Ugnaught for them.
So I know him or I know of him?
You know of him.
And he said his name, so I'd approach and say my name and greet him. Brother, you're of great renown. I am interested. Is he normally in our town?
Yeah, he lives here.
He's a migrant worker.
Exactly.
Oh, fucking kick him in the river, man. What the hell? No.
Oh, Abadar loves migrant workers. It's great for the economy.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Let's produce the city. As long as they pay their taxes and sign up.
Exactly.
Well, so long as the government's calling for taxes.
It's the Bank of Abadar. They're calling for taxes.
Yeah. I'm excited to meet you, Ishani. Or would it be like Brother Daughtry?
Either one would work, and he'd shake it and he'd say, pleasure to make your acquaintance, Mr. Hammerhand. Is there anything specific you wanted to talk about?
There are many things that I'm curious about, Brother Daughtry. It's a tumultuous time. Is that the right word? Yeah, we're going to go with it. I'm excited to see that you were here to help this family. These compatriots of mine and I have been working on some leads on some things that are going on in the town. I would love to have a one-on-one with you sometime, just you and I, where we can be without prying eyes and share information maybe. Can I try a diplomacy?
Yeah, give me a diplomacy. What are you trying to get from him?
Nothing right now. I'm trying to
just build rapport.
Build rapport. The fact that my companions were okay with just saved the girl in there that he was trying to help brew something for, but maybe build some rapport in that respect.
Yeah.
And gonna use study target and silver tongue haggler on him. Free actions to roll big.
Yeah, you definitely build up a rapport with him, though I'm curious how you're trying to both take credit for that your party members helped heal the child while also maintaining the stance that he should not have helped.
I'm not.
Also, the fact that we did it for
free. I'm not broaching. He never, as Loki pointed out, no service was rendered, no payment was given. So he did not provide a service for below cost, which is against our tenant. He may have been getting prepared to, but he didn't. So I haven't addressed that. But the fact that he was here, we were here, he's interested in helping people. We're interested in helping people. Would love to discuss notes in a different location.
Yeah, so always find him at the Bank of Abadar.
Perhaps we could have a moment there.
Well, do you want to go there right now?
No, let's. You know what would be fantastic? Let's meet tomorrow morning. I have a guy, Leopo, who can grab a fantastic bagel and lox and have them there for us in the morning. And perhaps we could use one of the isolation silent rooms and
so that's
have some breakfast.
That's what they're using him for.
Yeah, use it while you've got it. He's fantastic. He'll grow up and be a real leader in the church, I feel.
Leopo, whatever you do, don't go outside. Also, unrelated note, go buy me a bagel.
Gonna need bagel, 2 bagels, everything bagels, lox, everything with it. Look, go out the back door. I went out it on the 2nd story. Hey,
the wreckage I left will break your fall.
Fucking
everything bagel. I mean, hold the plague pox.
Okay.
Real quick, when I was treating her, would I have gotten the daughter's name?
The daughter's name was Case Soldado. And she was Graf's sister-in-law, which means that her husband was his brother.
Okay.
And real quick, can I do a sense motive to see if that fellow Ishani Datri was trying to hide something?
Yeah, you can just give a general. Did he seem shifty? Did he honest? He seemed genuine in his interactions with you.
Okay. I'm good.
As we're all hanging out, and if we get a little bit of space, Mark will say that he has the ability to. I have the ability to, make some of us immune to the disease. Problem is I can only handle a few of us. But I was thinking if we could all chip in for a extend spell meta magic rod, it could help us because this spell lasts for a full day, which means I could double up on us as the days progress and keep us from becoming as susceptible. Plus, it could come in handy for spells like command and similar.
So I've also learned the delayed disease.
Oh, perfect.
Out of character. I came into this session, I hadn't leveled up. I hadn't chosen my level 1 extra spell or my level 2 extra spell. So if that's cool with you, Michael, I'll take that one and took Expeditious Retreat on level 1.
I mean, all the better, because then, between the two of us, we could have everybody covered with spells to spare. I'm willing to chip in up to $1,000 or 1,000 gold for the extend spell magic rod. I believe it's 3,000 total if we're going off base price.
Oh, how long does the spell last?
24 hours.
Well, dude, I'll cast that every day. What does?
Yeah, but I'm saying is, we could, be able to have some use out of our second level slots still yet, and plus it will come in handy for spells like command and all that. So it'll be something that'll be handy throughout the game.
Oh yeah.
And Merrick is saying I'll chip in 1,000 if anybody wants to contribute as well.
What is the price?
Again, I would, but I don't have much money right now. I'm pretty broke.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine.
Unfortunately,
it says lesser extend rod, lesser extend, which works for spells 1 through 3, is 3,000 gold pieces.
Mm.
Yeah, I have 90 gold pieces right now, so I'm pretty broke.
That's fine.
Well. I spent most of mine getting my shocking Guisarm. So
that's fine. I mean, like I said, that's how much I have, and I'm willing to.
I have over 2,000 gold.
Good.
I bought all nothing.
If it's just you and me, I'd be fine going in 1,500 apiece if that's something you're comfortable with.
First, I believe we should reconvene with Vic at his shop.
Absolutely, yeah.
Not Vic, sorry, Kier.
Kier, yep. Good call. Yep.
Listen, y'all got monosyllable names and you're shorter than me. Anyway.
Touche.
I mean,
wow, size of store here.
That's out of character.
Here's Gray judging everybody.
It's a real thing.
But yeah, I in character would recommend we meet back up with Kier.
Yeah. And Marek will bring that up with him as well.
Mm-hmm. See if any of us can smell the weed smoke coming out of the back.
All right. So Kier, approaching maybe 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, your compatriots show up to your shop.
Mm-hmm. Imagine whoever's manning the front tells me.
Housekeeping.
Yep.
Question, Kier, are you naked except for your boxer or your briefs? What do you call tidy whities? Tidy whities.
No.
He's just wearing the apron.
Oh God! And we don't notice until he turns around and walks away.
He walks in and says, "Hello, there's not a man stuck to a pole with a bike lock in my basement."
But if there were, he should learn to pay his debts.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's not a sexual thing. It's just not asexual.
What you guys need?
I help Marek.
Yeah. Sorry. So I'm trying to see if anyone wants to chip in for buying a extend meta magic rod that will help us make us immune to disease for however long this lasts, and will just be generally useful going forward.
Well, I've got a small amount I could chip in. Don't have too much free floating cash at the moment.
I mean, new business and all, I get it.
Do you have a line on one, Merrick?
No, I was going to ask around, but I wanted to see if anybody else was willing to chip in first, and if so, how many and how much.
Got, guess 300 I could chip in.
Okay.
It's,
What you said it costed.
you're up to
3,000.
Yeah, so.
Man, what have you guys been buying? 'Cause I'm like incredibly liquid compared to you guys.
I bought a
Yeah.
magic weapon, so that's 2,000 right there.
Yeah.
A lot of mine
I
went into
did the same.
upgrades. The shop.
We all spent about $2,000, so that balances out exactly.
Yeah.
I've got.
I'm a
got,
primary
17.
physical attacker. I did need a magical weapon to keep
Yeah, no, that's fair.
strong.
I got 17,000 or 1,700. Sorry. I'm willing to chip in up to 1,500 if anybody wants to help cover the rest.
Yeah, I guess I get you to 60% with me and you.
Mhm.
50 of it being yours, but still.
I think me.
I mean, I'll probably be the one using it the most, so that's why I chip in.
I'll put
best.
down 1,000 on it.
Okay.
Out of character, I could do more than that, but then I would not be able to buy anything for a long time.
Yeah,
So
that's fair.
This greatly disturbs me.
And how much did you say?
Chipping in?
1,000.
Chipping in is not a financial term. What you're looking for is a loan. And a loan.
Do you accept payment
friends,
and services?
It can be accepted in any way that you agree upon, except you have to pay them back. So maybe they front you 1,000 now, and you agree later to pay that 1,000 back with perhaps 10% interest. Or, as I see your faces, maybe 5%.
I'll just chip in 1,700, and that will put between the between the 1,000 from Gray and the 300 from Kier. That's enough, in theory. Miracle.
Yeah, as I'm handing over the coins to you, Merrick.
Vic eye locks on Gray and goes, "Do you understand that you just gave away money that you're not getting back?"
Are you familiar with Pharasman theology, Vic?
No.
There's a particular religious philosophy that originated in the nation of Udaslav to the northeast called Pharasman penitence. It is the belief that the discomfort that you, or more accurately, the lack of comfort that you burden in life is weighed in your favor for the judgment of your immortal soul upon death. It is also believed that distributing charity is also weighed in your favor because of getting a more favorable afterlife. If it's one thing that all sects of the Pharasman Church are quite familiar with, is that you cannot take it with you. As I slide gold over to Merrick.
You cannot take it with you, but what you have now should be paid for in kind, is our philosophy.
Out of character, I'm now
to each
wondering.
Their own.
I'm wondering if, like, in all the scenes where Gray, left the coins on, the deceased, the moment he walks away, Vic leans down, picks him up, pockets him.
No. He would absolutely not do that, because that was paying its way.
Okay. But he's still giving money
fair trade for services rendered, and if it's only 2 comfort pieces to go to heaven, amen, man.
But what I'm saying is Gray's giving him money for free.
No, I'm paying for their burial.
He's paying for their burial. He's putting the comfort pieces on. It's an exchange. The comfort pieces go to the boatsman. So it's a trade.
Definitely not the boatsman. That guy's a daemon. He's a dick.
Sorry.
Right, but it's not for his.
I don't know all the. I don't know.
No,
he respects all religions.
Cope, the 2 copper pieces thing is because the paupers plots, the mass grave in the giant graveyard here in Corvosa, it takes 2 copper pieces to get a body buried. So
that's fair trade. Yeah.
It is thematically funny because I'm putting 2 copper coins on, which is like the boatman of death thing. But it is I am literally just paying for their burial.
But wait, is that what you get paid? So you're taking 2 coppers out of your pocket, and in return, you're basically getting paid 2 coppers for.
I'm not the only grave digger. There's some other guys there.
I know, but that gets deep. I love it.
Return to sender.
I mean, of course,
it's just a self-shipping fee.
Actually, you probably lose about 10% on all the merchant trade ups through the process.
Is this like that one? Okay.
We can pick up back on this conversation, but I'm just worried about people having to leave before we've.
Sorry. Yeah.
So let me just ask one. What are we doing for the rest of the day today? Because nothing big pops up.
Merrick's going to shop for the extend meta magic rod.
Mm-hmm. When we are able to cast prevent disease on Kier, we should probably give him that sample to study, but probably not until you prevent the disease from infecting him.
Yeah, exactly. We'll have to wait till tomorrow.
Was going to propose that we fan out in Old Corvosa and perhaps start looking for any signs of undeath, perhaps any fevers or anything to show the presence of ghouls. But Merrick made a solid point about the prevent disease thing, just in case. So Darryl Walker's keep that to himself. He's like, that's a good point. Change of plans.
Yeah. I'm going to spend most of the rest of the day checking on family, training, that kind of stuff. Because like now that he said he's ready to undertake it, he's like probably getting antsy. Like I'm fast approaching the date that I may just die. But
before you guys leave, Luca and Merrick are covered. I'm gonna cast delay disease on Barrel Walker, myself, and Kier. Now
but before we do that, do you want to see if we get the metamagic rod?
Probably finding the rod's going to be the full day. That's he's just doing that in advance.
Yeah. Just so it doesn't happen while we're gone.
Okay, but I guess what I'm saying is, if we have the rod and you use that to cast the spells, you could have all 3 of you protected and get your full 2nd level spells back tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think it's literally going to take the entire day to get the rod, Loki.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cover everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just that way it's a precaution just in case.
I'm not a big spellcaster on 2nd level. I mean, that's blistering, invective, and invisibility are the other 2 I have. So I can live without them.
All right.
Just cover us. I think covering us was a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
Also, after the game, I want to understand how that rod works.
Okay.
It just doubles the duration, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. You get 3 uses per day. And it acts as extend spell for spell levels 1 through 3.
And you get
so it would still only cover 3 people.
Right, but instead of lasting for 24 hours, it lasts for 48 hours.
Yeah, so we could dodge back and forth between it for like who has 1 spell left and who has 1 spell left.
And that's why I was going to see if we had time to get it and then use the casting. But
I think we're fine just casting it.
I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm just saying.
It's a great idea for the future. And it also, it's just a fantastic rod.
Yeah. Again, we could discuss this later.
Things I did not want to hear in the D&D game. That's a fantastic rod.
Have you gripped it? The girth on it is fantastic.
I mean, it is an extending rod of extension.
And it's got a strong aura about it.
And I'm out.
All right.
It weighs 5 pounds.
Here.
It's a little bit better if you put some spit on it. Okay, I'm done.
Okay.
As you pass over from Sunday to Moon Day, Kier, give me another craft alchemy.
Oh, damn.
Getting clean. Your timeline is going to move forward a day, meaning it is done, your first batch. and for this day, you can go ahead. Well, we'll get to it at the end of this day, but you'll be able to make another craft alchemy check to work on your next batch.
Good drugs, man.
But yeah, just like Breaking Bad, but color swap blue the red. You get the giant sheet, break it up, disperse it into a pile.
That was a good show. I didn't see it all the way through.
Did I? 17.
It's worth watching all the way through.
Yeah. I got stuck in, I think, season 3, and I just forgot to go back to it.
Same for me.
Barrow, are you doing your normal crime fighting thing tonight?
I'm probably doing a lot of reconnaissance tonight, less of the stabby currently. I feel like with the extra presence of the Grey Maidens and the doctors that they're escorting around, the heat's a little too high to be killing muggers and shit. Also, the whole Urgatho is in town has got me going, because arch nemesis of the deity the eye follow.
Okay.
But I'm definitely snooping around, just not killing people necessarily.
All right. Give me a reflex save as you're sort of skulking around, getting a look at these, Grey Maidens and such that are walking around.
14. Not my
So,
best.
You don't quite get pulled into the alley because you do. You are stronger than this person, but they pull you forward with two little hands, and as you look forward, you see a giant rat that smells strongly of fish, and that's where we're going to leave off this session.
It's the fish rat.
Frat.
What was I able to buy the meta magic rod?
Yeah. And
Okay.
all the. Actually, let me get back to you on that because I actually have to check the stats for how available stuff is going to be coming up. Because now it's a state where the city is plagued, and so it might be stuff. But I'll get back.
Kier ate the fish that ate out the tongue of that man.
I say one thing on my mistake and catch myself, and then it becomes a meme.
Yeah, that's totally unfair. We should
it never happened with you.
Yeah, it never happened to me. Not the fuck was.
I saw this video of someone making fun of the fact that every time they DM and they make one mistake, their group never lives it down. I'm like, yeah, that's like every D&D group ever.
That's every friend group ever.
I mean,
that's true.
It really is. It's every friend group ever.
We never let Cope forget the pugs thing.
Yeah.
Listen, to be fair, this is like my only friend group I've ever had. So, like, other friends I've had are like individual friends, never a group.
Yeah.
So.
And they want to be soft and gentle with you. We're a big group, so it's like, nah, fuck you. I'm going to remind you of this hilarious thing that happened because it made us all laugh.
I mean, it just like with
right now.
Like Richard's epic role where he turned into an unbound demon.
Oh my god!
No, there's a video I saw once. It was only like 30 seconds long, called "New Friendships versus Ancient Friendships." It says new friendships, whereas two guys are like, "I very much enjoyed spending time with you today, my compatriot. You too. I greatly look forward to doing this again." Ancient friendship. One guy walks in the room, "Sup, fuckhead," and the other guy's on his cell phone. "Yeah, what's up, you Scooby-Dooby dipshit?"
Yep.
Spot on.
That's
I love the
when
Scooby-Dooby dipshit one.
Yeah.
If the stuff with the Hell Knight stuff seemed kind of copped out this session, Richard, it's because it was. I have stuff planned for it, but I couldn't get all the
No, I'm just saying what my character did. I didn't expect you to have anything ready to go right now or anything.
Yeah, but I do have stuff ready, basically, but I didn't have time.
What if we had like a Saturday night fight? Richard versus the demon, or Friday night, or whatever night worked.
What do you mean? Like,
I imagine
like,
we'll
like a
my fight will
pay-per-view
take
event.
a whole session when we
Just
do it.
a quick, an hour or two or whatever, however long it's going to take, where we all come in like we're watching the fight.
I think he's talking about doing it like on an off night.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just treat it like a UFC fight.
Yes.
Narrate the shit out of it.
Well, I mean, imagine that's going to happen.
Where
when we
it's
play
just,
it, right?
where it's just basically Michael and Richard playing the game, and we all get to just comment on all of the roles, everything that's happening.
I
Eat our
think I just
popcorn.
leave Michael. I think he already has plans on what to do anyway.
Yeah.
Fine.
I like the idea though.
That took all my ideas of promotion. I guess we can't sell this idea.
He was about to sell tickets on YouTube.
Already
Listen,
did.
he's channeling his Inquisitor a little too much right now. Okay, we have to tone it back.
Got a lot of tickets.
One PTA meeting, now he's trying to organize all sorts of events and fundraisers.
It was it was nice.
I will say also, one of the solutions to that encounter there with Grau was just to give them 50 gold pieces. Together they had 100, and then 50 more, and they could buy or remove.
Oh, if it didn't work with what Merrick did, I actually still have that crown that's worth 150 gold. I was just going to give it to the guy at a cure.
Ah, so you could have contributed towards the rod.
Yes, I could have, but not monetarily. I just literally have a crown worth some money.
He's a fighter. You cannot ask the fighter to give you any of their money.
At least not for magic shit.